Hello folks, today I'm going to be taking a look at a group of sci-fi heroes and adventurers from Artel W Miniatures. That would be very good for a rogue trader or inquisitorial party. Okay, so in the box you will get your bases, which are 25mm rounds, and your resin. Obviously, everyone is individually bagged, so we'll just start at the start. Now, who are you? You look like Inquisitor Albus Grey. So, lots of little tiny pieces. We have tactical rock, the body. As you can see, there are locking lugs, and they are different sizes and shapes depending on the area they're in. So we have our lower torso, comes in two sections. We have our head. We have our hand with pipe. I will say this, when putting this together, I glued the hand in first and I couldn't get the pipe in easily. I ended up having to trim some of that long stem, which is a terrible shame. So what I would suggest is put the glue on the pipe, put the stem in, then dry fit it into the socket so it lines up with the head. Otherwise you will run into problems, and then you're good to go. We have a choice of swords, so we have more fantasy scabbarded sword, and then a more choppy, chunky sci-fi. And then we also have the staff, which has got this hand holding an orb, an imperial looking winged eagle, and then the actual shaft itself. And he looks potentially like this. So I've chosen not to put the staff on, but what I have seen is people popping the staff, oops a daisy, behind the pipe, so it's leaning over his shoulder while he smokes, which is probably a very good way of doing it. I just choose not to, because I'm like that. The model is festooned with wax seals, as is only right and proper for a wizard. Not that he is, of course. As you can see, he still looks like he's smoking his pipe. It's just not a fine, neat mesh into his curled lip there. But a lot of beautiful, beautiful detail on the model. Absolutely gorgeous as a rogue trader. Never mind as an inquisitor. He stands about 31mm to eye level from foot, not from rock. And the detail on him is just absolutely gorgeous. And the build, apart from that snafu with the pipe, was very, very good. Very good. Let's pop our smoker up there. Next up we have an elf. So this is Greenleaf The Outcast. He comes with massive sniper rifle, some little wicker packs, and a choice of heads. So cowled and helmeted, or bare, so you can see the damage done to one eye, where he's got some sort of bionic upgrade. Again, very easy to build. Very striking with that. I really like the cowl look. He just has that sort of assassin. Again, exquisitely detailed. Things like the adornments on the armour, on his shoulder pauldrons as well. The stitching on the cowl. It all has a beautiful delicacy to it, and very, very easy to build, thankfully, because I'm not good with options. He is 35mm to eye level. Does have foot on tactical rock, as is people's want. His best friend, Gloinsson, or Son. There's a double S in it. So, squat little body. Backpack. And there are some options with this gentleman. So, see if I can find them. We have a choice of 2 heads. Helmeted. And completely bare. Berserker-like. For all you Trollslayer fans in the audience. Rocking the crest. But I like how they've repeated the crest motif on the helm as well. So even if he isn't bareheaded, he still has that. And then we also have a tankard option, overflowing with beer, which can be wielded in place of his actual power fist with gun, I suppose. Anyway, that's what he comes like. This is what he can be built into. I've been very restrained, so no tankard, give him the actual weapon arm. As you can see, belt fed into that twin bolter or blaster. Again, lovely little detail on the armour. Very dwarven feel. There's twin exhausts out the back, which I didn't quite get to line up. There are notches in there, but I couldn't quite get them to lock in. If that's a major issue for you, you could spend a bit more time than I did fixing it. He is, in comparison to his friend, a mere 23mm to eye level. They do make quite the couple. So we have 2 left. We will go with Rogue Strider. Again, tactical rock. He has a mechanical arm, a massive 2-handed sword, his other little accoutrement, including that lovely wrapped sword, and a choice of 2 heads. So we have regular human head, and then we have this one where he might be wearing a face mask, or he might have suffered, like Leman Russ, from acid rains and had to have an artificial respirator fitted permanently. If I pop in his assembled version, you can see sidearm attached, bedroll and scabbard on the back, along with that medal. It is resin, so I just need to heat that up to get it bent straight. And I chose to go with the respirator for the Sci-Fi feel. So I didn't get these hands to align. I put both arms on and then put the hands in. What I should have done was one arm on, glue the hand to it because it locks in place quite nicely, and then put the other arm in. what I did was put both arms in and then try and glue the wrists to the hands. And unfortunately this glued practically immediately before I got this into place. But that's on me. And now you know if you get this yourself, don't do it that way. But Strider is a lovely miniature. He is 32 to eye level. And again, casting and sculpting is absolutely spot on. And then that brings me to the last of our Guardians. He is called Crusader Bloodmir. He has several options. Right off the back, you can see he comes with a force shield or power shield with a tree-like bit of art on it. Body and torso locked together very easily. I did have a bit of an issue getting this sprue gate out, but I could be a bit cack-handed with cleaning it because it's all hidden by the belt, so you're not seeing any of that. But that, I think out of all of the build, this was the only sprue gate that was in a place that was relatively inaccessible. So you may need to be careful with that. And then option-wise, he has 3 heads. So he has a proper Crusader head with Sci-Fi helmet, visor raised. He has a grumpy looking human head. And then he has a mid-talk / chatty head. So they are quite similar, but they are not the same. And this is from my favourite version, which we'll see in a moment. We have a choice of 2 weapons. So again, you've got that fantasy-esque or the sci-fi chainsword. Could be a power sword. It's fine. He comes with his horn, or he comes with an open arm. And if you put those together, you can make this version of the Crusader, which I call the meme version. One does not simply build an inquisitorial warband for 40k on the Fellowship of the Ring. He is by far and away my favourite character out of all of them. Just that. The fact that there's a meme version of Boromir that you can play your sci-fi games with is just great. By all means, give him the horn. By all means, put the helmet on him. You do you. But I will never not build this if I have the option to build this. And meme Vladimir is 32mm, same height as his king. And an absolutely stonking looking fellowship we've got there. And there we go. 5 stunning sculpts from Artel once again. The quality of their casting and production is just right at the very top. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone who's doing it better, and very few who are equaling them as far as that production goes. The Guardians bundle is available as you've seen it here. However, you can also get the figures individually, which is nice if you're just after a single character model for something. Or if you want to pick up the Fellowship, you can actually get the Fellowship of 9, which contains 10 models, because they've got Space Bilbo snuck in there as well to make up the 10th in the 5-man Rattling Squad. But yeah, cracking models, really nice. And as Crusader Boromir says, you know, one does not simply buy these models without quoting Fellowship of the Rings things. So let me know what you think and what you plan on using them for. They'll fit into so many games. I have a sneaking suspicion they may become my new Stargrave force. But anyway, until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.